Hi, and welcome back to YOGATX. My name is Nicolle, and I'm excited to have another opportunity to flow with you guys today. For today, I decided to go for a hip opening flow. We tend to store a lot of emotions and a lot of stress in our hips. So today we will aim to create some space in our hips and hopefully release that tension and stress out of our body. So when you're ready, come to your mat, and today we will get started at the back end of our mat in wide-legged child's pose. So open up your knees and bring the big toes together. Sit back onto your heels and then start to lower the torso down towards the floor in between the knees. So walk the hands forward. Arms are reaching forward, hands are in alignment with your shoulders. Connect the forehead to the floor. Feel free to close your eyes and connect to your breath. With your inhale, breathe into the back of your body, and with your exhale, release the torso closer towards the floor. Inhale, find length in your spine. With your exhale, find your depth. Take a few more cycles of breath. Set your intention for your practice. Just think about what brought you to your mat today. One more cycle of breath. And then start to slowly walk your hands over to the right. Keep your hands in alignment with your shoulders and connect the forehead to the floor. If you wish to extend that stretch on the left side, simply bring the left hand on top of the right hand. With your inhale, breathe into the left side of your body, and with your exhale, release the torso towards the floor and find your depth. Two more cycles of breath. Start to walk the hands over towards the left. Hands are in alignment with your shoulders, forehead connected to the floor. If you wish to extend that stretch, simply place the right hand on top of the left. With your inhale, breathe into the right side of your body, and with your exhale, release and find your depth. Last cycle of breath. Start to walk the hands back to center. Connect the forehead to the floor. With your next inhale, rise up onto your fingertips, come onto your spider hands. Feel that nice extended stretch in your shoulders. With your next exhale, release both hands down to the floor. Gently lift up your gaze, bring the hands closer to the torso, claw your paws, tuck the toes, push through the arms, lengthen the legs, and come up into your down dog. Give it a few steps in your down dog. Feel free to bring some movement into your hips if that feels good to you today. And when you're ready, find stillness in your down dog. Rotate the upper arms outward. Push through the hands. Feel that lengthening in your spine. Keep a gentle bend in your knees, tailbone points up towards the sky. Shake your head, say yes, no to release any tension you might still be holding in your neck. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. With your exhale, release the heels and the sternum towards the mat. One more time, inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. With your exhale, release the heels and the sternum towards the floor. Step the right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Come into a casual lizard lunge. Keep your hands underneath the shoulders. Sink low with your hips, as low as you can, keep it gentle. And then start to gently rock right to left. Opening up the right hip. And each time you come over to the right, maybe start to roll the right foot to the outer edge of the right foot, giving it a little bit more depth in your hip. Come to stillness. Step the right foot back into your down dog, switch sides. Bring the left foot forward to the outer edge of your left hand. Hands underneath the shoulders. Sink low with your hips. And then start to rock right to left. Each time you come over to the left, see if you can maybe roll that left foot a little bit further to the outer edge. Come to stillness. Step the left foot back into your down dog. Push through the arms, feel that length in your spine. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes, bend into the knees, gaze forward, and start walking to the top of the mat. Come into a standing forward fold. Keep your feet hip width apart. Feel free to have a gentle bend in your knees and try your best to hinge from the hips. Release the whole upper body, your torso, your head, down to the floor. Grab opposite elbows and start rocking right to left. 2 more cycles of breath. Drop the arms down, bend into the knees, press the heels into the floor and slowly start up. Roll up into a standing position, each vertebra at a time. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. We take 2 cycles of breaths. Check in with your alignment. All 4 corners of your feet are grounded into the floor. Tuck the tailbone, draw the lower belly towards the spine. And find length in your spine. Expand the crown of your head towards the sky. With your next inhale, bring the arms over your head, high mountain pose. Exhale, release into standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, like cobra on your back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step both feet back, come into high plank pose. Press the heels towards the back of the mat. Tuck the tailbone. Draw the lower belly towards the spine and push the floor away with your hands. We take 2 more cycles of breath. Be strong in your arms and try to create as much space as possible between the floor and your body. With your next exhale, lower the knees, lower the chest down to the floor, untuck the toes, bring the forehead down to the floor. Move the hands off your mat, bring them into like shoulder height. Press the fingertips into the floor and the elbows look up towards the sky. With your next inhale, push the floor away, rise up with the torso, come into wide cobra. Exhale, release the torso and the forehead down. One more time. Inhale, push the floor away, rise up into wide cobra. Press the pubic bone into the floor to protect your lower back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And with your next exhale, release the torso and the forehead down to the floor. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and hug the elbows towards the torso. With your next inhale, push the floor away, come up into tabletop. Sit back into child's pose. And then claw your paws. I'm losing my electrical equipment here. Claw your paws. Tuck the toes. Lengthen the legs and push through the arms. Come up into your downward facing dog. Give it a couple of steps with your feet. Maybe move these hips right to left. Find stillness in your down dog. Releasing your heels and the sternum towards the mat. With your next inhale, lift up your right leg, bend into your right knee, and start to draw circles with your right knee. Try and make these circles as big and as wide as possible. So each circle, try and make it a bit bigger. And then extend the right leg out long one more time into three-legged dog. Keep your hips squared, keep your shoulders squared. And then step the right foot forward in between your hands. Pivot the back foot to a 90-degree ankle. Cartwheel the arms up, sing low with your hips. Come into warrior two on your right. Press the feet into the floor, tuck the tailbone, draw the lower belly towards the spine. Sing low with your hips. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. With your next inhale, lengthen your right leg, bring the arms over your head. And with your exhale, bend into your right knee, sing low with your hips, bring the palms down to your heart. We do 2 more rounds. Inhale, rise. And exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, find your length. And exhale, find your depth. See if you can sink a little bit lower with your hips. Extend the arms out long into warrior two. Pivot the right foot, come into star pose. Flip your palms. With your next inhale, bring the arms over your head. And with your exhale, start to bend into your left knee and bring the hands down to the floor. So there are a few variations here for our skandasana pose. So you might want to stop here. Just make sure that you feel that nice stretch in the inner right thigh. If you feel you have a bit more depth, pivot your left foot. So bring the heel forward and allow your toes to point towards the left corner of the mat. Sing low with your hips. And at some point you might notice your right foot peeling off the floor. Flex your right foot. Use the left elbow to pull the left knee out. And if you have even more depth, inhale the right arm up towards the sky. Shine your heart open. 3 cycles of breath. With your next exhale, release the right hand down to the floor. Bring both hands into the floor. Push the floor away with your hands. Come back up where we started. And start to walk your hands over, framing your left foot. And then step the left leg back into your down dog. Releasing the heels and the sternum towards the mat. Take 1 more cycle of breath in your down dog. With your next inhale, lift up your left leg, point the left toes, 3-legged dog, bend into your left knee, and start to draw circles with your left knee. Make these nice and big circles, each circle a little bit bigger, a little bit wider than the one before. Extend your left leg out long, 3-legged dog. And then step the left foot forward in between your hands. Pivot the back foot to a 90-degree angle. Cartwheel the arms up into Warrior Two on your left. Take a moment to adjust your stand. Align the heels. Sink low with your hips. Tack the tailbone. Draw the lower belly towards the spine. And drop the shoulders away from the ears. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. Press the palms together. With your next inhale, lengthen the left leg. Bring the arms up over your head. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Sink low with your hips. 2 more rounds. Inhale, rise. And with your exhale, come back down to Warrior Two. One more time. Inhale, find your length. And with your exhale, bend into the left knee and find your depth. Open up the arms, gazes forward over your left hand. Pivot the left foot into star pose. Flip your palms, bring the arms up over your head. And with your exhale, bend into the right knee and slowly bring the hands down to the floor. So maybe you want to stop here. Try and mirror what you did on the other side, on the left side, on your right side. So if you feel you have more depth, bring the right heel forward and the right toes towards the right corner of the mat. Sink low with your hips. Maybe at some point your left foot peels off the floor. If that happens, flex your left foot. Use your right elbow to pull the right knee out. And with your next inhale, open up, lift the left arm towards the sky. Lean back into your left shoulder here. One more cycle of breath. Exhale, release the left hand down to the floor. Plant your hands, push the floor away with your hands. Frame your right foot, walk your hands around the right foot, and then step the right foot back into your downward facing dog, releasing heels and sternum towards the mat. Take 2 more cycles of breath in your down dog. With your next inhale, rise up onto the tiptoes, bend into the knees, gaze forward, and then we do a little bit of a frog jump, so you can watch me first. You jump forward to the outer edges of each of your hands, and then start to lower the heels down, rise up with the torso and the crown. And then start to transition your body weight slowly right to left. Next time you come over to the left, plant the left hand onto the floor, use the left elbow to pull the left knee out. Inhale the right arm up towards the sky, lean back into your right shoulder. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the floor. Transition the body weight into the right foot. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky, leaning back into your left shoulder. Exhale, release the left hand down to the floor and maybe bring the heels a little bit closer together. And then use your elbows to press the knees out. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. So your elbows are pressing out, your knees are pressing in. You're creating a bit of tension in your Malasana yogi squat. And that tension allows you to grow tall in your spine and to expand the crown of your head towards the sky. We stay here for 3 cycles of breath. Feel free to add a bit of movement here as well. I wiggle around quite a bit in my yoga poses, I have to admit. But I just like to explore. There's always something to explore in every pose we go to. One more cycle of breath. Bring the hands down to the floor. Now this is not going to be super graceful, but that's okay. Just bring the left hand back, sit back with your butt onto the floor. Move back a little bit, connect the soles of your feet together. Open up your feet into a butterfly pose. Your legs, not your feet. Your feet are pressing towards each other. Take an inhale, find length in your spine. And with your exhale, hinge forward with your torso from your hips. Feel free to close the eyes here and just work with your breath. With your inhale, find length in the spine. And with your exhale, find your depth. Release the torso closer to your legs. We stay here for 3 more cycles of breath. With each exhale, notice that you are actually coming a little bit closer to your legs. Last cycle of breath. With your next inhale, rise up with the torso, bring the hands to the outside of each of your knees, and then close your knees together like a book. Connect the soles of your feet back to the floor. Take an inhale, find length in your spine, open up your chest, and with your exhale, slowly lower the torso down to the floor, each vertebra at a time. Release the head, the shoulders down to the floor. I need to scoop forward a little bit. And then bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your right foot. So you're building a figure 4. Interlace the fingers behind your left thigh. And start to pull the left thigh towards your torso. So you feel a nice opening in your right glute muscle. The more you pull the left leg towards you, the more you feel that stretch in your glute. We take 2 more cycles of breath. Your exhale, release the interlace, bring the left sole down to the floor, open up the arms into a T-shaped position, and then lower the knees over to the right into a figure 4 twist. You can move the gaze back towards the left hand, or leave the gaze up towards the sky. Take 2 more cycles of breath. With your next inhale, lift up your knees and let's switch sides. So bring the right foot down to the floor and the left ankle on top of your right thigh. So you're building your figure 4. Flex your left foot, interlace the fingers behind your right thigh, and start to pull the right thigh towards your torso. Feel free to close your eyes. Feel that nice opening in the left glute. We take 2 more cycles of breath. With your next exhale, lower the right foot down to the floor, bring the arms into a T-shaped position, and then lower the knees over to the left. Feel free to move the gaze back to your right hand or leave it up towards the sky. We take 3 more cycles of breath. Relax your shoulders and allow your breath to slow down. With your next inhale, lift the knees back up to center, and then we hug both of the knees back into the chest one last time. Rock right to left, massaging your lower back here. And then start to rock forwards and backwards a couple of times, maybe even 3 times. Sometimes it's quite fun to rock. And then come back up into your easy cross-leg position. Root the sits bones into the floor. Bring your hands onto your knees. Close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Notice if there is anything coming up for you. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Express gratitude towards yourself for taking the time out of your day for your practice. Drop your chin down to your chest, bow to your heart and your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our hip opening flow. I hope we created a bit more space in your body, and hopefully we released all of these tension, emotions out of your body. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you soon on the mat. My name is Nicolle, this was YOGATX, and take care, have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.